Well, hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, thank you for joining us as we are going through the Ten Commandments. We did an introduction yesterday on the Ten Commandments. Today we're going to be looking at the first of the Ten Commandments. And this is the first of the Ten Commandments is no other gods. Okay, and again, this is up here. These are the first of the four commandments, and then the last six are over here. The first four have to do with our relationship to God. You might say it's the up and down, and then the last six are the people beside me. Okay, those are commands for me to relate to people. All right, and again, I'd encourage you to memorize these 10 commandments, and we talked about it yesterday. A way to memorize them is with the cutesy saying that we have: go into Venice, silly puppy, monkeys and snakes like everybody. Okay, and again, go stands G stands for, and each of these the first letter stands for the key word in that commandment. Go would be God. I would be idols. V for Venice would be taking the Lord's name in vain. Okay. S would be Sabbath. P would be parents. M would be murder. A would be adultery. S would be stealing. L would be for lie. And then E would be for envy, which is the same as coveting. All right. So today we're looking at Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 3. And this is no other gods. All right. And let's read here today. It says, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. All right. And there, notice that's plural. No other gods before me. You shall not make for, that's it. You shall not have no other gods before me. Okay. So there was gods that they were worshiping all around. There were false gods, but they were gods that these people were worshiping. And today you're going to say to yourself, that's all nice and dandy, but I don't worship any other gods. Okay. I don't have any, and so let me read you some of these gods that were worshipped back then. You had Baal, who was a god, and Baal was a god who represented power. He was able to, supposedly control lightning from the heavens. All right, and so that was the god of power. Do people worship that god today? They don't go, oh yeah, I'm bowing down to the god of Baal. No, but they do worship the power. They worship the power they have, or the power they can get. It might be spending time in the gym so they can have more power. It might be spending time in the office so I can have more power through my business. All kinds of ways we are kind of lusting for that power, and we are actually kind of worshiping the god of Baal by doing that. A false god, what God said is, you don't put any other gods before me. I'm the only God. And we go, oh yeah, that's fine. And when we start putting Baal before us, the God of power, we're putting how I can get more power in front of God. And then that becomes the false god. They also worshiped back then Ashtaroth. Ashtaroth was the goddess of sensuality and pleasure. Do we worship that god? Oh yeah, we sure do. We don't go, oh, I'm going to go worship Ashtaroth. No, but we do everything we can to please ourselves. Okay. With improper sexual relations and all kinds of things, worshiping that god in a way here. All right. Mammon was a god they worshiped back then. That was the god of money. Do we worship money today? We might not bow down to it, but we sure do worship that, and it becomes a false a god when we put that in front of our worship to the true God. Okay, and then one last one. There's many of these false gods, but one last one was Moloch, and he was the god of practicality. And Moloch, if you read through the Old Testament here, Moloch was a god that they were consistently taking the firstborn child and sacrificing that child to him. And you say to yourself, oh, no, we don't do any child sacrifice today. Did you ever hear of abortion? Abortion is sin. Okay, and it's where it's not convenient for me to have that child at this time, and so I sacrifice it. Okay, I'm not taking it onto this altar, but I am putting myself above that child and what I want to do above that child, and then murdering that child. And that's what they were doing here. Okay, they were sacrificing that firstborn child, and we consistently do that today. And then we try and justify it, and kind of come up with all kinds of ways to justify that. And when you look at it, murder is sin. Okay, and we'll get into the commandments with murder coming up, but that's one of them there. All right, so those are. I just wanted to go over that when we talked about that having no other gods. You think today that that doesn't apply to me. Oh, it sure does apply to us today. Thank you for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the 10 Commandments. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.